Hi and welcome to Podpadstudios episode 11. And as you can see, we are not in the workshop today. We're actually out and about on location.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, we are at Warminster Airsoft Centre in Wiltshire, where we created a very special prop, one of our, I think it was our third Stargate we created, and a DHD, as you can kind of see here behind us.
Can I have a little walk? Because you can do this bit. You know all about what you're going to say about, don't you? So,
Well, we're meant to be doing the show.
I'll just have a little wander.
Go on then. I'll talk about lots of things. Right, so anyway, on today's show, we are going to finish off our battery trilogy, which I'm sure you've all been looking forward to. And we're also going to talk a little bit about some of the film weapons that we created very, very early in the early days of Podpadstudios. But before we do that, you just want to hit the big red button, don't you? So I am going to hit the big red button. What that does, in the film, it transports people through wormholes in space to different places and different locations and different... Wouldn't it be cool if it actually worked? It would be amazing. We don't produce replica props. These are all kind of influenced by the film. These have to actually work. As I said, they're out here in 50 acres of woodland, so it's got to survive all the elements. And this one has recently been refurbished with new bits and pieces on it, but it's got kind of working crystals and lights all, operate and all that sort of stuff. So anyway... What we need to do now is we're going to have a quick look and see how far we've got with our battery trilogy.
So what about all these different types of batteries? Because we got car batteries, haven't we? Why don't we just bung a car battery in the bike?
Well, we can. So, for example, in a lot of the projects we've got what's called a lead acid battery.
Normal car battery.
A car battery.
Yeah.
But the problem with car batteries is they're great for starting a car because they provide a lot of oomph, a lot of current for that first start. Technical term.
Is that another technical term?
Technical term, yeah. They provide a lot of power to start the car, but they're not very good if you run them flat. They're not very good. They're difficult to recover and recharge.
They're not really designed to power things, are they? They're just designed to start things occasionally and then be trickle charged.
So a lot of our vehicles, we have the car battery in there to start the vehicle.
Yeah, and I quite often hear you cussing and swearing because it's gone flat and then blah, blah, blah.
But that's charging, and we use a lot of solar charging. Welcome to solar panels in the rain. These panels can't be used on their own. They provide a too high a voltage for the batteries. Even in weather like this panel will still be producing a charge. It has to be plugged into a voltage regulator. Now, luckily, these are fairly waterproof. And they're very, very simple to use. This literally plugs straight into the solar panel. You can see it's plugged into the back of the solar panel there with a cable. And then this other end is plugged straight into your battery. And it is that simple. We use these because they are plug and play. Can't remember what they cost, about 20 quid as a kit. We plug them into our vehicles. It charges the batteries. We're not having to charge things. And all the regular maintenance that goes with that. Very, very simple, very easy. I would suggest these, as I mentioned, are the best ones. They're flexible panels. They don't have a glass surface, so they can be used anywhere and in any conditions. We've got
lead acid.
Gel. Well, let's go from the beginning. We've got gel batteries. Now, gel batteries are the main batteries that we use. You can use them any way up. You can use them... They come in lots of different sizes.
Are they heavy?
They're very heavy.
Very heavy.
They're very heavy.
Bad thing.
You use them for backups in computer systems or alarm systems, or on golf carts they use. Mobility scooters use them.
Right.
As I said, they can be used anyway, and they come in lots of different capacities from 2 amps to 200 amps sort of thing.
So were they...
No.
That was my phone.
No, I think it was Podpug ringing. He's just had a page.
Turn your phone off, mate.
He's in demand at the moment because obviously the space flight. So it might be another space flight knowing him. Anyway.
No, what I was just going to say was the car starting batteries, they're designed to start something, but whereas your golf cart ones are designed to create power all the time.
All the time. And they can be run completely flat and recharged from flat, and they don't have any issues with that at all.
Right.
Some people call them deep cycle batteries. It's another phrase that's
deep
used.
Cycle.
But then, of course, but the negative of them, they're very heavy. Positive, they're very cheap.
Okay.
We use them in most of our robots because, they work well. They add a little bit of weight to the robot as well, which sometimes is actually a good thing.
Yeah, especially if it's low down.
Yeah.
Stops it falling over.
Then, of course, we have lithium batteries, lithium polymer batteries, LiPos or LiFe's, or there's loads of different... Yeah, it's in one of those. So mobile phones have that kind of technology in them. And it can be quite dangerous. Laptops have them in them. The idea being is that you plug your charger in, it charges your phone or your laptop, but when your phone says it's out of charge, it isn't actually out of charge. There's still current in it, because LiPo batteries can never drop below a certain current, below a certain voltage, and they can't go above a certain voltage. So if you overcharge them, they blow up. Anyway, we have all sorts of LiPo, different types, and LiPos lightweight and recharge really, really quickly.
Right.
But are expensive.
Okay.
The technology is expensive. You see them in electric cars. You see them in laptops. You see them in phones. It's a modern technology. It's the modern batteries that we're using.
So in future, probably all our robots will have them in them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If we could afford
Once the price comes down on them, we will put them in.
So what's the price difference?
I think the batteries to put into Emmy would cost us in the region of around about £250, and we currently spend about £50 per battery.
Okay. And how long do they last? So long enough?
Modern day batteries would last.
We just put some new ones in K9, didn't we?
Zoe's batteries. She was built 5 years ago.
Longer than that.
6 years ago. She's got her original batteries, and she uses gel batteries.
About 8 years ago.
Right, 8 years ago, and she's still got her original gel batteries in them.
But K9, we just put some new ones in him.
We did put some new ones in him because he had much smaller batteries.
Okay.
And sometimes batteries just fail.
All right.
Technology just fails. It doesn't. So anyway.
Right, so that covers all the gel, LiPo, and the lead acid, and then you basically got to use your watts equals volts times amps.
That's it. I'm not sure where Mrs. Breaker's gone. She said she was going off for a walk. I might have to send a search party out. Anyway, so in the early days of Podpadstudios, we created a lot of film weapons. And we had quite a few comments from people, what was on the back wall of the studio. So we thought we'd do a little feature and we'd actually introduce you to some of the early film weapons that we created for a variety of different films. In previous shows, we had a number of comments about the back wall of the workshop, with one comment saying, what was the arsenal of guns doing on the back wall of the workshop? So in the early days of Podpadstudios, we created an awful lot of film weapons. They were used for a variety of different reasons, and they functioned in different ways. One of the earliest props that we created was this one here. Now, you can probably see it's created from a Nerf gun. They are brilliant. Nerf guns, toy guns, bits of plastic airfits kits, nuts and bolts all stuck on this with lots of LEDs, make it look like a typical sci-fi gun from your average sci-fi film. And that's how these are created. It's literally how they're put together. This one here is a sniper rifle, sci-fi sniper rifle with a fake sight on it. And again, lots of LEDs, lots of bits of plastic airfix kit and bits of Nerf gun stuck in there. Now, you'll recognise this gun here. This is from a very famous film called Aliens, and it's a pulse rifle from Aliens. Now, this one wasn't in the film. In fact, this one isn't even really a replica. This is a little bit different. This is a working airsoft gun. Now, what that means is there is a sport here in the UK called Airsoft, which involves basically people simulating different war environments and sci-fi environments, and basically it's... and it's really, really good fun. This particular one was built as an airsoft gun, so it had to be very, very hardy. It's a very heavyweight thing. It's made of metal. It has working functional parts. It even had working airsoft grenade launchers in it. And it was built as a functional prop. So it's built to look great, but also built to function as an airsoft weapon. The ones that I've got here on the table they're in that same sort of ilk. They're working airsoft guns. This one was inspired after the film Oblivion, and this was kind of taken from another film called Inception. And it's, again, they're kind of facsimiles. They're influenced by those films, but they're working airsoft guns, so they're kind of working props. Now, this beastie sat next to me here is a working Airsoft Turret gun. Its influence came from the game Portal, as you can kind of probably tell. This is really good fun in that it's quite a smart prop as well. In Airsoft, sometimes you have two teams. Might be a red team, might be a blue team. This can be set up to shoot anything that effectively is the red team. And then what can happen is that the blue team can shoot the big yellow target on the front of it. It shuts the gun down. You can rush in, flick a switch at the back and turn this onto your own team so it shoots the opposite team. And it was built to function like that. Now, just to kind of reiterate, none of these are working guns. There is no place for a working weapon on a film set or in a prop store, or to be perfectly honest, anywhere actually. These are props, they're working props. Some are used for airsoft, and then obviously for airsoft, they're used in very controlled environments. So hopefully that answers some of the comments that we had. What did we have on the back wall? So that's all we have for you this week. I now need to go and find Mrs. Breaker and search the woods for her and find out where she's got to, because anyway...
It's nothing.
We didn't bring that many bags with us.
We can just pack it up. We've got room.
Anyway, we're going to say goodbye now with the show's over.
Oh, great. Let's say goodbye.
Anyway, don't forget to subscribe and
ding, 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 ding.
hit the bell and catch up with us next week, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Wouldn't it be cool if it actually worked? It would be amazing.